Tonight's headlines are brought to you by McDonald's.
Good evening, Commonwealth, and thanks for watching the Channel 2 News. I'm Sally Limis. Let's take a look at tonight's top stories. Quarantine procedures are altered as the CNMI sees an increase in vaccinated individuals. Also tonight, MVA officials may get a new home. And our men in blue get the protection they need as they face many uncertainties in this ongoing crisis. In sports, it's full speed ahead for the transformation of COWTOWN MOTO track. Stay with us, these stories and more are next.
A meal replacement smoothie is a great way to keep your fitness goals on track during 2021, and they taste great. It's fast and easy. The May smoothie of the month is pineapple carrot cake. It includes banana, granola, raisins, cinnamon, carrots, and pineapple with 21.5 grams of protein. It's good for your eyes and good for your waistline. Check out the Shake Cafe, Gold's Gym, Garapan.
And there you have it, McDonald's new crispy chicken sandwich. From the makers of the world's most stolen fries. The juicy chicken sandwich from the place that offers extra napkins for a reason. The tender chicken sandwich from the creators of a sandwich phenomenon. So you won't just be biting into a chicken sandwich, you'll be biting into McDonald's new crispy, juicy, tender chicken sandwich. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
We're in a race whether we know it or not.
And build our new normal.
Pinapamalit CPL.
Let's vaccinate, CNMI!
Half a day to the Wami and good evening, Commonwealth. Today is Wednesday, April 28th, 2021. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention declares the CNMI as low risk of COVID-19, creating a new quarantine procedure for incoming travelers. As the CNMI advances to Level 1 for low risk of COVID-19 on CDC's travel health list, the Commonwealth Healthcare Corporation and the Governor's COVID-19 Task Force releases new quarantine guidance for travelers to and from the CNMI. Travelers will be divided into 6 groups. Group A includes travelers who are fully vaccinated. They will be tested on arrival and then transported to the quarantine facility. Hospital staff will then inspect home and lodging, which must pass for approval. If approved, quarantine or monitoring won't be required. They will be allowed to move freely in the CNMI as long as they practice the 3 Ws. For the other 5 groups, arrival and quarantine procedures will depend on employment status, originating location, and vaccination status. It is important that CHCC staff verify vaccination status, especially if they receive the vaccination outside the CNMI. Movement will be limited, and if home inspection fails, travelers will be required to quarantine at the designated facility. These revised quarantine protocols will be in effect tomorrow, April 29, 2021. All individuals will be tested on arrival and on the 5th day after arrival, regardless of which group they fall under. Different platforms are used to ensure the legitimacy of the results.
So we've been using the the Sogent testing for all incoming travelers. And then if they have positive results, we do our strategy, our lab strategy is to test it again with another platform that is fully FDA approved. And usually that's a gene expert, or sometimes it's a biofire. So there's, we have different platforms.
Hospital Chief Esther Munoz says she advised the governor to expect that the CNMI be placed on level 1 for travel health list.
And that's because of our last community case was over 28 days. And that's basically the determination of who's in level 1 and who's in level 2. And so we were expecting it, and that's where we are. It's been over 28 days since our last community case.
Munoz states the change in quarantine procedures has nothing to do with the anticipation of tourism reopening in the CNMI. Currently, the CNMI has a 46% of fully vaccinated community, which grants us as low risk.
This is one of the reasons why we're doing this, is because we have confirmed that CDC has the data showing the efficacy of the vaccines, and we're seeing a larger number of individuals here in the CNMI that are fully vaccinated.
The next outreach event will be on Saturday, May 1 at the Northern Marianas College. Walk-ins will be accepted. The board of the Marianas Visitors Authority met yesterday in Susupi to discuss an expiring lease for office space they have inhabited for 3 decades.
The board met here in the conference room at the MVA headquarters, all wondering if it might be the last time there's ever a tourism meeting held on the premises. This corner lot has been managed for decades by Tai Izuka, who has had a master lease agreement for this lot. Izuka, through his company, has lease agreements with a number of tenants, including MVA. Izuka's agreement expires Friday. Also affected companies including Atkins Kroll and Laddie Bill Fitness. The land is now owned by the 12 heirs of the Pangilinan estate. Attorney Robert Torres represents one, possibly 2 of those 12, and he indicated yesterday that they have yet to reach all members, many of whom reside in Portland. He is working with his client to establish a special power of attorney that would allow him to negotiate leases.
Marilyn and one other sibling, Nola Sablan, has leases a special power of attorney to handle property with respect to leases. I've drafted it out.
MVA has been looking for a place to move for a long period of time. In the meantime, the decision was made yesterday to at least temporarily stay in San Jose and set up an escrow account to continue paying rent and to wait for further direction from the Pangilinan family or its representative. The Visitors Authority will hold another board meeting next week as the talks of when and how to restart tourism continues.
The Commonwealth Utilities Corporation would like to inform the general public that there will be a temporary road closure and power outage in Cagman this coming weekend. The eastbound lane across the Cagman Mobile Station will be temporarily closed in the morning of Saturday, May 1st, 2021. CUC operators will be replacing a rotted wooden primary pole with a concrete pole. The roadway will reopen for use right after the installation. In addition, residents in Cagman and Papagu should expect a power service interruption from 8:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Water service and traffic lights will be affected as well. Coming up, do not panic. This is just a drill. A statement coming from the Ports Authority. Stay tuned.
For the different beats of your life, we're here to keep you connected the way you want it. Plans made for you, by you. Build your own bundle with Link. Select the internet, entertainment, mobile, and home phone plans that fit your lifestyle. Pay for what you want, not for what you don't. Build your own bundle and save with Link.
Winigi PHI Pharmacy in Gofadahi, Ihinim Lomu.
Our complete line of pharmaceuticals and lowest prices ensure you get the treatment that you deserve.
Our compassionate, friendly, multilingual staff will take the time to get to know you, explain your medications to you, and answer any questions that you may have.
Ngere ayor sumaye ukal weres ren kutsu wayor sa feye emal ebalusyu klalyam weres.
Inumin ng inyong gamot ayon sa inireseta ng inyong doktor at alinsunod sa bilin ng inyong pharmaceutical.
We accept most insurance, but in case you don't have coverage, we offer cost-effective generic drugs.
PHI Pharmacy, your lifelong partner in health. PHI, the pharmacy you can trust.
So what are you going to do this year? At Gold's, a dedicated fitness studio with a cushioned floor is perfect for group exercise. The cardio room features a variety of treadmills, bikes, steppers, and ellipticals. Fitness machines will help you achieve your goals, and the largest free weight area on Saipan gives you comfortable space to work out. Gold's Gym team is ready to help you get to your goals. Try harder. We know you can do it. Green sea turtles and hawksbill turtles call the Mariana Islands home. They are an important part of the marine ecosystem. They are under threat, and they are protected under CNMI law. Keep plastic out of the ocean. Keep vehicles off the beach. Use the Sea Turtle Stranding Hotline if you see poaching activities or if you see a turtle in trouble. Call 287-8537 and save a turtle.
Welcome back to the Channel 2 News. The Commonwealth Ports Authority is advising the general public of a disaster drill scheduled for this week. The 2021 full-scale airport disaster drill will take place on Friday, April 30, 2021, from 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. at the Saipan International Airport. A scenario involving a simulated plane crash will occur, which will involve about 100 people. CPA states this exercise is required by the Federal Aviation Administration to help assess their response to a disaster should it occur at the airport. They ask the community to please not be alarmed. The CNMI Police Department has a 97% of fully vaccinated employees. Have a listen. The Department of Public Safety has a total of 216 employees, who all but 11 have taken both doses of the COVID-19 vaccination.
As of right now, we're about 97% fully vaccinated within the department. The other 3% that are not vaccinated have came in with a doctor slip recommending that they refrain from taking the vaccination for other purpose, relating to medical purposes, I should say.
DPS spokesperson Adrian Pagalinan states most of their employees receive the vaccine within the first month of its arrival into the CNMI.
Good thing that we don't have an employee that refused for the vaccination, but if we did have an employee that refused to, go through with the vaccination, we would have to follow the governor's, the order, yes. We would have to follow the governor's executive order, and that one would be taken care of by HR.
Pangilinan says it was easy for officers to say yes to the vaccination because they have been at the front line since the very beginning of the pandemic.
Because everybody was panicking, everybody was struggling. But our first responders also were the first ones you called to go to the scene to handle, people that were being belligerent or being, a threat to civilians or the community.
At the time when there was no vaccine, police officers continued to respond to emergency calls, putting themselves and their families at risk.
Our police officers, I do remember that everybody was anticipating when's the vaccine coming, when is it coming, because they wanted it to kind of, assure not only themselves but their family members as well, just that they're they're extra careful and it's a little bit more safe for them to be out there. I do know that, this this virus that is going around is something different and something that we have not, anticipated in the past. But with the vaccine, it helps us as employees and not only as community members, but also for first responders to kind of go out there and then also know that at the same time that they're trying to help people, they're also protecting the community with not being able to be the, like a super spreader or whatnot.
All right, coming up, we've been covering an adventure of a lifetime, and we're going to get a status report right after this.
newest in entertainment lets you do TV your way with Docomo Pacific D TV Plus. Watch your favorite live and local channels, stream movies and shows on TV, on your phone, and on your tablet, right from your Docomo Pacific Wi-Fi. No more wires, no more cable boxes, now with the best price. Do TV your way with Docomo Pacific D TV Plus.
We're in a race whether we know it or not.
And build our new normal.
Pinapamalit si PL.
Let's vaccinate, CNMI!
Buy one, get one free for the off-road adventure at Mariana's Trekking. Come ride our side-by-sides at our best price ever and experience a great 90-minute trail ride. Rain or shine, hopefully rain. Book now at Mariana's Trekking. Saturdays and Sundays by reservation. Call 323-8735 or book at marianastrekking.com.
Tonight's sports brought to you in part by Tan Holdings through the Tan Su Lin Foundation, making communities a better place to live.
Buenas sports fans.
Buenas sports fans, the Marianas Racing Association continues to make improvements at the COWTOWN MOTO track. And for this story, we head north. Slowly but surely, the Marianas Racing Association is transforming the COWTOWN Race Park in Marpy into a more fan-friendly venue. Parking, no longer a problem.
Yes, what you're looking at now is the original pit area from when we first opened up COWTOWN. This way, we have more ample parking for all the spectators and fans that want to come in, because we're occupying that parking lot the past 3 races, because we just weren't allowed to use this area yet until DPW did all their assessments, and or Fish and Wildlife rather, did all their assessments and made sure that the coast is clear. And now that they gave us the green light, we're able to put our pits back to where it is originally, and now we are here at the original pits with a much bigger space and more parking for the fans.
There are other improvements in the works.
So in the immediate plans, we are planning on making some nice, we're going to make a nice announcer's tower. That's number one. We're going to get a better water system going so that we can kind of have our own water source so that we can water the track before every race.
In addition, the racetrack will be upgraded.
And we're going to be building more jumps, of course. Now that the racers are halfway into the season, a lot of them have really improved. So it's now time to add more obstacles onto the course as well. But yes, we are planning. There's still so much more to do. We're going to be building more restrooms here in the future. Probably even pave the parking lot, and that's all in the plans.
All of this designed to eventually bring back international Supercross.
So because of the COVID, of course, naturally, we can't be inviting that many people from off island because of the whole quarantine thing. So we're just gonna improve as a club and make sure that everybody gets better with each and every passing race. And then when the time comes that the road opens back up, the facility is going to be that much nicer, the riders are going to be that much better, and we'll be able to host and accommodate them a lot better. So yes, we do plan on inviting riders from the Philippines, Japan, Guam, probably even the US, Hawaii in the future, in the near future. Hopefully soon. Hopefully, if not this year, guarantee next year.
The next generation of riders are being groomed now. 13-year-old Memento Yakapao, one of those.
Memento boy, who's only 13 years old, he's a big boy, Samoan son of Stanley Ayakapo. So he got himself at 125cc. For his age group, normally he'd be on the 85cc's, but because he's a bigger build, he got himself this nice little blue 125. So it's a taller bike, a lot more power, and it's brand spanking new, so he's still getting used to it.
Well, he said he had a wipeout there.
Oh yeah, he said, man, the bike just wants to keep going. I gotta learn how to ride it. I said, hey, well, it's brand new.
Tell me about the crash. I missed it.
Man, so when I was over there, right, I was coming in hot, and my bike would not stop me. So I ended up hitting the tire, and I flipped. So I had a pretty bad crash on my right thigh and my palm.
And this is his brand new 125cc Yamaha.
Man, so I just got this bike today.
And this is the first time you've been racing it?
First time I ever raced this bike right here.
Were you afraid you ruined it?
No, because I needed to break it in. I needed to, get some dirt in it, but I really wanted to jam the bike.
You wanted to jam the bike?
Yeah, I wanted it.
You jammed it. CNMI paddler turned walker Jim Cyrock continues his quest to conquer the Pacific Crest Trail. We got a status report. Talked to him this morning. After 101 miles on the trail, Jim Cyrock is stopped at a mountain retreat and a visit with a doctor after getting vertigo. Not good to be dizzy when you're walking along cliff lines and mountains.
Me down because that backpack that I'm wearing is sort of like a big sail. That wind hits it and it just pushes it. And that's a heavy backpack. So I'm up there, the wind is just howling, blowing, at least 30 knots. And so I got pushed around a couple times. I don't want to be unstable and unbalanced in my head when I'm walking around in those kind of conditions. So it's important for me to take a step back, come back, and see a doctor to see what the doctor said about it before I continued on. So I feel pretty good. I've been told how to handle this now and deal with the dizziness if it comes on again. So I'm ready to get back on the trail on Thursday morning, and
Here's the windup and the pitch.
I don't believe what I just saw!
Go-karts, off-roading, and the driving range now open at Marianas Trekking. Go-kart track will be open Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays with 50% off when you book online at marianastrekking.com, hours 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Use the promo code HAFA50 to get your discount. Off-roading is open too by reservation. Come on a 90-minute trail ride that is perfect for families. Book online at marianastrekking.com. Golfers, come practice on the driving range. You can even pay online, and we will have the balls waiting for you. Come see us weekends at Marianas Trekking, 323-8735. One of the best things you can do during the pandemic is to get yourself healthy and strong. Gold's Gym is a great place for a tune-up. Wide open workout spaces with dedicated cardio, free weights and machines, personal training, group exercise, and good nutrition. Short-term daytime promo on sale now, just $159 for 3 months. Call 233-4000.
All right, we had a trough of low pressure passing through. That gives us all that rain today. The high 88 just for a brief while. 81 the low. Humidity 70%. Tomorrow partly cloudy, isolated showers. East wind 10 to 20 miles an hour. High around 88, low 79. Seas 4 to 6 feet. Sunrise 5:54. High tide 8:34. Low tide at 3:34, and then sunset at 6:34. A lot of fours. That's it on April. This is the 4th month of the year. Have a great night. See you back here Friday.